Here we are again, folks. Let's see if that is any better. I am hoping that I've solved the problem, and it appears that I have. So that is a bit of a bonus. Now, you join me back here in the garage. Let me just jump to the garage, and then you'll see what we're talking about. Hold on. Let's go back to a game. And here we are back in the garage. Now, last time in here, we had our crappy old van, which got us a few credits eventually after we had to dismantle the thing bit by bit by bit. And we've got a Land Rover Defender in here, which I cannot for the life of me remember what we were doing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop over here and see if we've got any more decent... I think we could probably do with taking a Mitsubishi Evo in the shop, couldn't we? It's a story mission. We do like our story missions. I am going to take that order, and then I am going to... Oh, wow, look at that bright yellow Mitsubishi Evo, which used to be my absolute favourite car when it came to a bit of Gran Turismo. It is absolutely rotten. He's going to tell me, of course, that he crashed it into, I don't know, the sea by the looks of things, because that is properly rusty. Shall we have a look and see what it says? What does that say? Road... Road Master? Possibly, who knows? Let's have a look and see what he says about it. So, we have repair with parts of minimum condition 22%. So, this is a piece of junk, definitely. Let's have a look. We'll go and we'll read what he's got to say. Hey dude, you recognise me? Sure not. I'm the internet star of car racing, well, perhaps a rising star. I go by the name RM. This is my new car project. I just snapped it up from a junkyard. For now, it looks like a piece of junk, but we can make it a gem. I mean, you can. But nobody has to know that, right? Are you in with this project? I hope so. I just want you to check if it starts up before the first episode, and we'll think about the rest later. Thanks. We'll see you on ImportTube. ImportTube. Sounds great. So we've got a couple of pages of parts not discovered here. Change the oil, change the rest of the fluids. Okay, looks fairly reasonable. We can get this one in and put this one on a ramp. And I think I'm gonna clear out the Defender first. We'll get rid of this one, and then we'll start having a look at the Ricer over there, because that is properly manky. I imagine it's going to look absolutely terrible when we get underneath it. So let's have a look and see what we needed to do with this one. Loud exhaust, new flywheel, gearbox shifts rough. Okay, driver struggling to find gears. Okay, so it's clearly, well, I think, to be honest with you, apart from changing the coolant, which we can do right now while we're in here, we'll drain this coolant down, even though that is the most coolant I've ever seen in a car. Look at that, it's literally right full to the top. And that's only supposed to be an expansion tank. That's not, yeah, okay. And then we can already see that we've got a dirty, filthy, rusty tube out here that's pretending to be an exhaust, and an absolutely knackered gearbox. So we've got the exhaust manifold up here and a gearbox as well. Right, okay. Well, I think we can see what the problems are. Let's get this bad boy, while we're in here, let's remove the starter motor, because I always forget that. We'll get that one out of the way. There we go, that's better. And then we can start to, actually, I can take off the turbo and this crappy manifold here. Yeah, we'll get that off as well. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. You don't need to hear me count these bloody bolts out, do you? Right, so we've got the exhaust manifold off. The rest of it we need to get at from under the car. There'll be a transfer case, drive shaft, yeah, all of that stuff to come out underneath it. So we'll get that up in the air. And I imagine a new gearbox on a Defender is probably quite a lot of money. So looking forward to that one. That exhaust off straight away. That one can come off nice and easily. And then we need to take off these both front drive shaft comes off fine. Rear drive shaft does actually have bolts on it, because the front one just stays there by magic, obviously. That's not how these things work. Take that one off, then we can take the transfer case off. Only a few measly bolts on there and they make it look so easy. Look, I've beasted the transfer case out of my truck once, and it is a mammoth piece of kit that that properly sits on you if you're not careful, and it will it'll bloody hurt, I'll tell you that. Right, get these bits off. Clutch itself is looking fine apart from the release bearing, but we do have a grotty, nasty flywheel to look at. Let's have a look. So we've got exhaust manifold, rear muffler, flywheel, gearbox, clutch release bearing. There we go. So that is all of the parts that we need. So we can just come in here, and how do we do this? That's it. We do shopping list, shopping list, shopping list. Go add all of those parts to my shopping list, and then we can go shopping, can't we? Just trying to remember how to do it, because right, ignition wires, that was the last thing from the van, wasn't it? So yes, this made things so much easier when we were shopping yesterday. Here we go. We will go for clutch release bearing. Delete that off. We go for a gearbox 1750. I hope this one is going to be a good payout on this, because otherwise these gearbox jobs can get in the bin. There we go. Right, and an exhaust manifold. Lovely, and just make sure to delete that so I don't get it in the next job when I come to do the next job. I don't want to be seeing that one again. There we go. Right, put some bits back on the car. There we go. Zoom in a little bit so we can see what we're doing here. Pressure plate. Oh yeah, we have actually got some bolts on this one. Go, release bearing, and then a massive beast of a gearbox. Look at that bad boy. That is a cracking piece of kit there. Right, and then we need to put our transfer case on, and then we've got a couple of drive shafts to go with it, and we will be done and dusted with this one. Although we do still have to refill the coolant, so I will get on that in just a moment. Okay, that's everything underneath it, I believe. Nope, yeah, we've still got the exhaust manifold to do, but that's in the engine bay, and we do have to we've already drained down the coolant, so now we can just refill it as well. So we can pop these bits in here back on. Exhaust manifold with a bunch of bolts. Of course, as I keep saying, no gaskets, no sundry items or anything on this. The exhaust doesn't even bolt into the the turbo doesn't even bolt into the exhaust flange. It literally just bolts to the manifold. So, God knows how this thing actually works. Right, now we just need to go over here to go and top us up with some coolant. Not going to put quite as much in as they had, because it only needs to be just over half. There we go. Change coolant. Alright, let's just see if we need a little bit more. There we go. Right, finish that order. Nine grand. 9 grand for a gearbox. That's decent. I'll take that. I'll take that. I can remember once when I was working for Land Rover, and we had somebody come in with at the time a new Range Rover. It was a lovely car. However, it was about 6 months old, and the gearbox on it had failed. And they refused to cover it under warranty. Not sure why. And they were expected to pay. I think they were given a goodwill gesture of only having to pay £12,500 for it. Goodwill. Let's have a look. What are we going to do next? Well, we have got our story shipbox over there. I suppose we could go and have a look at that and see exactly what needs to be done on this. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to go through our... Oh my god, that is just... Oh, look at it. It's disgusting. Everything is broken. So quite how there is only two... Oh. Everything is broken except the fact that it's a minimum quality of 22%. Oh god, this is just going to be hideous trying to find. The engine can't be started. Let's find out what's wrong with it on the multimeter. A lot, basically. Oh, good lord, that is absolutely rotten. So everything below that point, the starter motor, needs to be done, which is probably going to fill up quite a lot of our list of things that are wrong with it. Okay, maybe not. There's a good few bits on there, but there were more things below 22% than that. I wonder what's going on here. Let's have a look at our OBD scanner and see what that's telling us. Lots of really shitty spark plugs and ignition coils. They're all below 22%. So what's that done to our list? It's still parts not discovered on our list. Let's have the engine cannot be started. We'll just check the tyres, but I mean, are they on the list or not? No, apparently not. I have a feeling that this is going to be one of our very favourite strip it all apart until you find out what's wrong with it, because literally everything is just garbage on it. And I don't actually know where to start with taking bits and pieces on here off. I'm going to have to start with all of this, because I think the actual fuse box base itself is shot to pieces as well. So I'm going to take all of this off, see if... I don't know whether to highlight the parts or not. It's Well, the fuse box base is on 19%, but it's not included in this list. Well, that's not great. Let's drain down all of our fluids, because otherwise we're going to end up... Wow, there's not a lot of fluids in any of this, to be fair. But we are going to want to drain them down anyway. And it might even be an idea to get it up on the ramp, and I suppose we can just undo as much as we can here. We'll have to get oil out of it at some point. I don't imagine there's a lot. Yeah, let's take the air filter, filter base, start a motor. Yeah, I mean it's clearly it's all bollocks. It's rubbish. It's falling apart. But for some reason, not all of these parts are actually showing up on the thing to say that it's fully bollocksed. So we've got the alternator on there. That is looking absolutely rotten. So I imagine that must be part of it. Let's have a look. So we've got belts. I think we'll just carry on taking bits off, because yeah, I mean that alternator at 11%, that's got to come off. Power steering pump, I mean that doesn't look too bad, to be honest, yeah. But yeah, 21%, look at that. Right, bushings. Again, I think it is just going to be a case of take everything off of it, like we did on the last one. Basically, we'll take everything off of it, and then hopefully by the time we get down to the chassis rails, we should be looking at a fully populated list of things that are wrong with it. I mean, all of these are super low, but not all of them showed up on our list of parts, so I don't really know what to do there. Oh dear, I almost can't hit my markers there. Let's have a look. Right, now I couldn't actually get and test this, so I'm imagining that a good number of these parts were actually on the list of things that are wrong with it. In fact, we might as well take this off, and then we will double check whether or not that's got us any. Oh yeah, so there's some spark plugs on there that have added on to the list. We've still got a few parts not discovered, but that is to be expected. As I said, I think we are just going to have to keep digging down until we get into the bottom of this thing. It might actually even be worthwhile lifting it up, draining the oil out of it, and then getting into the bottom of this thing to see whether we've just got something simple like rod caps and crankshaft bearings, because they are known to go. Oh wow, that's, I mean that is a definite idler roller there, is shot to pieces. We'll take the belt off, but I imagine the belt's okay, but yeah, idler roller. All of this is just, look at it, it's absolutely as if you would ever trust this vehicle. I mean, this is going straight down the scrap heap, really. There's no way in hell that this should really be going back out on the road. But you know, it's not for me to judge. This guy wants me to take his car apart. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to charge him for it because you know he really should find out that his car is a rotten old piece of junk. But yeah, let's see where we're at now. Our list, we might actually have found it with those timing pieces on the inside there. I suppose we have also got this timing cover on the back side here, which we can double check. Let's have a look, see. Oh, that's the best kept piece of equipment in the car. Look, that one. That's lovely. And there we go. Right, let's just check what that's done to our list. We've still not discovered the parts. So even though we're taking off like 10 and 15% parts, we've still not apparently discovered which ones are at fault. So this is good. We will get there eventually. Look at that. I am struggling a little bit with this car because literally everything is so rusty on it. It's almost impossible to determine what is a faulty bit and what is apparently I'm a normal. I'm happy to have this on my car bit, because I mean I've just taken off a 15% turbocharger, and I imagine that he's okay with that for some weird unknown reason. Right, we'll take these camshafts out, but I have a feeling that they are going to actually pass muster, even at 17%. Let's have a look. No, we still haven't discovered what parts are actually wrong with it. This is quite frustrating, really, because you're looking at a car that really should never see the road again. It's almost that there is nothing that you could do to bring this back together apart from a full nut and bolt restoration, and it's just it wouldn't ever be worth it. The car itself is probably too far gone, which I know is a defeatist attitude. You know, people say, oh well, you can always repair it, but sometimes it's better not to. This would just be probably too much work. You'd be far better off to go out and buy one that wasn't an absolute pile of shit, because this one really is. I mean, you look at it, it is just crusty bollocks. And like I say, I'm taking off things that are like 16%, and apparently they're good to go back on. Oh, how am I gonna... Shh. I normally go back through my parts inventory to create my shopping list. Now if I take everything off the car, all the parts are going to sit in my parts inventory. I won't be able to create my shopping list. Hadn't thought of that one. But it is quite frustrating, and I don't know how I'm going to get around it. So we will see. I'm not even sure if any of this running gear on the back end is even remotely under suspicion or required to come off, or what. I have no idea, but I'm going to try it, take it off anyway, see what happens. and then at some point we'll find the parts that are faulty, I guess. Maybe. Who knows? There we go. Right. We can take the other side off as well. So I don't hold out much anticipation that this side is going to be any better, really. Yes, I mean, as you can tell, the car's basically ruined. I'm now in sort of let's get us paid mode. But if the guy's willing to put a 22% car back on the road, then I highly doubt that he's actually got any money to pay for any of this work. So getting paid will be a kind of good luck with that. But we'll keep chugging along with this. This is, I suppose it is the next one that we've got on our list of things to do. We've got a fuel pump there that's shot to bits. A gas tank which will take off, and yeah, let's carry on taking it all apart. One of these lovely bits. Like I say, I don't know if there is even any of this running gear that they're worried about, because they don't seem to be worried about how dodgy some of the rest of it is. Right, we are finally getting there. So we'll have this dirtbag thing done before you know it. Here we go. Look, we'll take rubber bushings out, we'll take sway bars off, we'll take this knuckle housing off, and what is... oh, actually we've got a drive shaft on there. So we'll take the drive shaft off, and then we're even going to take the subframe off. We get that WD-40 all the way from over here behind the Gunt Works. Oh my god, the ramp that I'm using is the Gunt Works ramp. Ugh. I have no idea what Gunt Works means, but I don't like the sound of it anyway. Oh yeah, of course, this is a four-wheel drive motor, so we have drive shafts front and rear, yeah, okay, and a slightly weird transfer box on the back of the gearbox itself. Okay, that's it's something, I guess. Not really been underneath many four-wheel drive cars. My truck is kind of a different beast. It's a lot more agricultural than most of these sort of things. Oh well, we are slowly getting there. We've got a few more bits to do on this side. Get these link rods off, shock absorbers off, this knuckle off, and then we can take the other side. Go and get the other side all unbolted, and then we can then come back to the middle of this, including going up underneath. I have a feeling that we might be dealing with stuff inside the engine, so things like crankshaft, pistons and that sort of stuff. But at this rate, it doesn't take too long to put these bits all back together, so I haven't got too much of an issue taking it all off, getting it all stripped down. And as I've said before, every single part that we take off is another experience point. It's another one, another thing getting me closer to increased screwing speed, which, as you all know by now, is my number one priority. I think once we get the 75% increased screwing speed, we'll class ourselves as having won. You know, I might still continue with my 100 grand goal, but we will have to see. Anyway, we are nearly done with this side, which means we can flip to doing the... Actually, now we've got it up in the air, we must get the oil drained, because we're going to end up taking off the part, and I do not want oil over my nice filthy floor. Actually, that is a very good point. I think at some point what I may do is go through some of the customization options that were showing up in the garage. See if we can tidy this place up a bit, because it is looking a bit drab and dreary with the plain old breeze block walls. And I'm about ready to get this place cleaned up a little bit, and you know, maybe see if we can spend 1,000 or 2 out of our budget, and make it look a bit nicer. Right, take the intercooler off as well. Right, so we've got crankshaft in there. Okay, I suppose it is very much time to drain the oil, which is over here a ways. Get the oil sucker under there to drain that one out. Look at that. Yeah, barely even a thimbleful of oil in there. Oh look, we missed a bit of exhaust. We can't be having that now, can we? Because right, now we can take the oil filter off, which is fucked in no uncertain terms. Take this oil pan off and see what this has got to suggest underneath it. And yeah, there we go. We've got some rod caps and some pistons that are blackened and bullshit. But are they blackened and bullshit enough? Who will? You just don't know. At 22%, everything is just looking like garbage. And I don't actually know if they're going to count as garbage enough to warrant replacing, because 22% is ridiculous. Oh, here we go. We will find out soon though. We'll get this stripped down and ask the sagely wisdom of the mission as to whether or not we have found the parts. Although we are getting to the point where there's not actually an awful lot of parts left on it, so fingers crossed that one of these is it, because elsewise I'm running out of ideas. Right, we can go back in the engine bay now. Get the pistons. We'll get the head off first, I think, which can just come straight off, and then we can have our pistons and conrods out. Oh yeah, 20%, 15%. Not even the wear pattern is even on these, so they're all wearing at different rates and what have you. So it is very much a problematic kind of car. Right, we'll get the crankshaft out, and then I think we might even just take the engine block out and see what it says. Yeah, crankshaft and then engine block that we get from the engine bay, because without being able to start it, we were never actually able to get a line up on what was actually wrong with it. So, what was wrong with it? It might have been the battery actually. No, I'm sure we had that. But fuel filter, fuel pump could be fuel pump, ignition coil, oil filter. I think it was quite probably just the oil filter that we needed to take off. Oil filter and fuel pump could well have been the problem options on there. Excuse me, enjoying a beer tonight rather than the heresy that was wine the other day, because you know, why not? Right, I'm going to take these parts off because when we take them off they actually get clean, even though I don't wash them. They're still going to look rusty and crusty and crappy and shit, but they will at least be clean. I suppose I could really, I could for an extra 1,000 put the welder on it, but I don't really like this guy because he's given me this absolute shitbox. So I'm not going to give him the satisfaction of anything like that. Though I wonder if we should... no, I don't really think I want to be stripping the interior. Right. So, now we've got that, let's select for scrap. Oh, no, I am joking. Maybe. No, right, now, I need to add the parts to my shopping list, but I can't remember what parts they were. Yeah, this is not going to be great, but I mean, I know we've got an oil filter in there. I know we've got a fuel pump. Battery. I think it might just be the things that are super red. And all of them. Yeah, I think it's just the super red bits. Because we are on such a low budget, if you like, car, where the only bits to replace are the ones that are just so damaged that there's no chance. Say no chance. Who's going to want me to put 18% parts back into their car? This guy apparently. I don't know what to say. It's shocking, isn't it, the way some people work. Right. Go all the way back up to the top, and then oh my god, the body on it is just rotten as well. So we're going to go to the shop. We are going to go to our shopping list, and we are going to buy these absolutely rotten parts. Here we go. Right. Of course, they're not rotten when we buy them. They're new and shiny and lovely. But they were pretty rotten before we replaced them. Why has it got a V6 throttle on it? It's not a V6. Bit weird, but never mind. Medium fuse relay air filter. And the rest of it will be available in the electronics shop. Here we go. Battery. 4 spark plugs. 4 ignition coils. 4 alternators. Got ya. Medium fuse B. Relay B. And 2 relay A's. There we go. I do love this. Now I've worked out how to do the shopping list. That is excellent. Oh look, I can even pull the shopping list up in here. That's fantastic. Look at that. Okay, so I need to start rebuilding this bad boy, and the way I do that is to just, oh God, putting new parts onto this shit heap is just, oh, it's just so frustrating. But I mean, I can't really argue with it. They've have asked. Hang on, wasn't the ECU a problem? No, apparently not. I thought there was an ECU problem, but never mind. Yeah, putting new parts into this shitbox just seems like such a hide into nothing. But that's what they've asked me to do. I can't really say or do anything about it. It's just gonna end up with all of these things going in. At just terrible, condition. I don't care. I don't care. I just want to get paid. Let me get paid. Right, there we go. Oh, this is lovely stuff. This is getting all of this in here. It's 24%. Oh, look, there was a piece there. Hang on. Have I... Let me take that bit out. I wonder if I've got another one of these that's terrible. Yeah. And these I don't think are... part of the problem? I don't actually know. Oh well, never mind. I don't really care. Here we go. Get all of these lovely nummy parts back in. Delish. Right, put it all back together. Oh, no, you've got to do that from the front of the car. Here we go. Right, power steering pump in. Alternator on there. I mean, there is actually a fair bit that you can do without having the bottom of the engine on. And hell, apparently you can basically install all of the timing as well. Right, and let's have a look. No, can't do that, can't do that, can't do that. I think that's one of the last things I can do before I have to get underneath and install the crankshaft. Once I've installed the crankshaft, I can then put the pistons back in, which then means that I can put the head on, which is going to be the next major step. Right, so let's get that up in the air and go ahead with putting everything back together. Get the crankshaft in there, oil filter on. We'll get our subframe mounted as well. Exhaust. Get as much of this on as I can, as quickly as I can, where it's not going to be too much of a hassle. And it is surprising how quickly you can bash through these things. You know, getting these parts on, getting everything lined up and ready to go back on. There we go. Look, I mean, I can even actually start to connect some things. So, like, once you've done that, you actually have a full connection from one side of the car to the other. Look, we'll put that tie rod on, and then we can go back over here and put that one on. I mean, it's basically ready to have the wheels back on, isn't it? What? What do you mean, no? What do you mean, no? God, this thing is a shitbox. Just an utter shitbox. I can't believe I'm actually putting, like, I wonder if I could have put that, like, 2% flywheel back on. In fact, I'm just going to see whether or not I can. Because it's not part of the because it's not part of the mission, I guess, I think you can put whatever condition part you want on. No, there's no reason why I'm saving a 10% part. I just want to see if it works. I mean, it does mean that if it doesn't work, when I go to send it back, if it goes, oh, this won't start because it's got a 10% flywheel, there's quite a lot that I need to go back through and take back off in order to get it right. But don't really care. I say there's quite a lot. There's not that much to do. It's just a case of putting some drive shafts in and stuff. Right, let's put some shock absorbers on. Then we can put link rods on. Knuckle covers. Hub. And then once you've got the hub on, you can get the bearing in. And once you've got the bearing in, you can get the drive shaft in. And once you've got the drive shaft in, you can get brakes on. Yeah, that's how it works. Or something, I don't know. Right, let's go back over to the other side. Make sure that we're doing this equally. We don't want it to get unbalanced and fall off of the rack one way or the other. Oh, I think once I've done this, I'm going to very much need to wash my digital hands because I've probably caught tetanus and maybe even HIV. Right, let's go fly a kite up to the highest height. Sorry, I thought it was somewhere else there for a minute. Okay, so this is quite a lot of sub-assemblies back together. And then we've got some starter motor there. Okay, let's get some drive shafts in. You know, the front to rear ones. Although, can I? What's holding that off? Why can't I do that just yet? Oh, of course, because I need to go all the way down here to the back. And then once I'm all the way down here at the back, I can start putting the suspension cross member in. And once I put the cross member in, that allows me to put the drive shaft on. Because that's the way we do things. I can't believe it's a Guntworks ramp. That's disgraceful. Guntworks is just a terrible brand. It's not a brand. Right. Literally just put in whatever parts I can see on here because it doesn't matter what goes on when the game won't actually let you put things back in the wrong order, so it literally does not matter what you put on when, as long as it's ghosted and you can see it and it will allow you to put it on, then just put it on. You can slam on whatever you want wherever you want. There we go, look. Just bits, add bits back to the car. There we go, lovely. Bolt it up, who cares? Bolt that up, who cares? Back here, I've got I don't even care what condition the parts are. It's, you know, just put anything and everything back on anywhere. There's one little bit missing in there, that one. Let's put that in. Get that bolted up, and then I can actually. Are they not? drive shafts here. What have we got here? Oh yeah, we've got hub bearing. And then we'll get drive axle. There we go. That's it. Crappy brake disc. Crappy brake pads. Crappy caliper with a crappy cylinder. And some crappy nuts. I'm even going to put the wheel on because I can now. Jump over to the other side again and we'll do the same over there. And believe it or not, that's as simple as putting the back end of it back together. There's so few bits that actually matter, and it is just literally a case of you can now stick everything back on. Except I have missed that part on that side, which is always a worry. Yeah, got to put that bit in. And then I have actually got to put the suspension stuff back on as well. Oh, Fluent, saying you're done and you're not done. You're just not done at all, are you? Overconfident. That's when you make mistakes and then you go, hang on, I forgot to put a rear shock absorber cap on. Don't I look like a spanner? There we go. It's all going back together lovely though. Well, it's not, because it's still a shitty. But it is all going back together at the very least. Which I suppose is what really counts. Let's have a rear wheel hub. Hub bearing. So, there we go. It's all going back together lovely. So I'm quite looking forward to tomorrow, although I am planning a stream during the day tomorrow. I have got set a D&D session. I'm the DM for a small friends and family party, and we've just started on a new adventure. And last session they got into their first couple of rounds of combat, and they really enjoyed themselves this time round, and the campaign is looking like it's going in a good direction. So I am quite looking forward to getting stuck into that. I have also just bought a copy of the D&D board game. It's called Wrath of Ashardalon. Some really nice figures to play with. So hopefully I'll get to introduce a few of them into the game, and my party can have some figures to ooh and ah at, because it's always a good thing, isn't it? Right, let's have a look. So we've got the entire rear all buttoned back up. Happy with that. So I can come out of here and then go back to putting the pistons and the like in. Once I've got the pistons back in, that will let me put the head on, and I can start cranking everything back together. As I can see that it's off, I might as well go ahead and do the starter, because I always forget the starter motor. So get it out of the way now and I won't forget it. Right, there we go. Head can go on. Then we can start putting the actual rest of the engine together. Oh, I love these caps. Gotta love these caps, haven't you? Go. Actually, I don't think you do have to love these caps. This is a horrible engine to work on, mostly because of these caps. Having each one be a separate piece with two separate screws to do up is a real pain in the arse. Because I have seen some of the other engine designs that are in this, and they're so much easier. Oh well, I suppose it's not a terribly complicated engine, so I can't really complain too much. Get these idler rollers on, then we can get a belt on. Here we go, put belt on. We've got belt tensioner at like 20% or something, because who cares what condition the stuff that we put back on is. Here we go. I think was it a shiny new alternator there. We have put one of those on. That is new at the very least. And then we can put that on. We've got a shitty old belt to go back on there at 20%. Oh, you're kidding. Wow, putting a 20% bloody belt back on. You feel dirty just doing it, don't you? Right, exhaust manifold. Turbocharger. Like I say, only bolts onto the manifold, doesn't bolt onto the exhaust flange, but who gives a shit about details? Right, we've got some fuel injectors to do. Go. I want to put the good ones on first. Cool. Hell no. We'll put the shitty ones on first. Oh, that's a lie. They're all shitty, aren't they? 20% or whatever they are. Right. As I say, when you get on a roll and you start putting things back together, it does go pretty quickly. They're all these parts are just flying back together. There we go, and then we've got our cover. Go, and we should have some lovely new spark plugs. Like the only thing, I say that's not true. We've got spark plugs, and we've got the ignition coils, which are nice, a nice new set of both. We can actually soon start thinking about what we're going to get for this. So we made decent money when we came off of our last job on the Land Rover. Was it 9,000 for a new gearbox, which is good money. So for this, where we've had to dismantle the entire car in order to find what the problem parts were, I am hoping that we get some decent money for that as well. As I said, I did level up a moment ago, so that is also something that we can go and check out. We'll see how many points I've got, whether I've got enough to get my increased screwing speed again. But yeah, it's not too much of a tragedy having to take this all apart, because you get experience points for every single part that you take on, that you take off or put back on. See, so yeah, another one experience there. Lovely job. Right, so the engine itself is back together. I can't put oil or anything in it yet because I haven't put the bottom of it on. Here we go. This is our last sort of bit of stuff to do with it. So we've got rod caps, which, you know, these are boned, but we are going to put them back on because that's what the customer says. I won't say the misquote of "the customer is always right," because I do hate that saying, and I do hate the fact that everyone always gets it wrong. The correct saying is "the customer is always right in matters of taste," which means he's got his opinion about what he likes and what his taste is, but he's not actually right about everything. You can't. The customer is not always right. Okay. Right. We can drop her down, put the body back on. Put the door on, put the window in the door, put the mirror on the door, put the window in the front, put the hood on, put the eyes on, one eye, two eye, put front bumper on, put number plate on. Let me know what you think that number plate is. Roadmaster? Road... I don't know. Put the door on. Put the window in the door. Put the mirror on the door. Put the door on. Put the window in the door. Put the bumper on. And the boot. Boot, not trunk. It's a boot. Right, and oh, I forgot to take that one off. Well, we can't have that now, can we? We've got to put it back because now it will be clean. Oh, look at that. What a beaut. Absolute beauty. Right, I think we need to put some fluids in this thing because you wouldn't want to send it out dry now, would you? Oh, look at those lovely new ignition coils sat there on that tragedy of an engine. Right, fresh lovely new oil, fresh lovely new coolant. What else have we got? We have brakes. All fresh and delicious in there now. And we've got some power steering fluid. Finally, we're going to have our windscreen washer. And then hopefully that will be this car done and dusted. Right, and windscreen washer. Right, what have I forgotten? Have I forgotten anything? All says good there. Ah, yes, I have. Right there. Yep. Silly me. Always forget something. Always forget something. 6 bloody little bolts on this bad boy. 5 little bolts on this bad boy. Right, how are we doing? Done. 1,000. 1,092. I'm sure I must have spent more than that in parts. I am not happy with that. That was terrible payout. Absolutely terrible payout for a story mission. Maybe I could have boosted it. Maybe I could have done more to the car. Maybe I should have put the welder on it and then he'd gone, oh my god, that's amazing. You are such a man. But who knows. Right, I am going to buy this ladder thing. I'm not going to expand the size of the garage because that's quite expensive. But I'm going to buy this little 1,000 credit ladder, and then hopefully that will let me go. Oh, where's the ladder? Ah, there's the ladder. Garage look customization. Oh, look, I can change things. Oh, that's horrid. That's, oh my god, that's, Okay, I mean, I kind of hate that, but I like that it lets you change it, I guess. Let's see, does this cycle all the way back to, I mean, there's, right, that's default, okay, right, garage floor B, what's, oh, this is the tiling, okay. Yeah, I mean, that's cool. I'm going to leave it on default because I don't actually mind the tiling that we've got in there. I wouldn't mind garage upper walls. Bricks, more bricks, more bricks, more bricks, lots of bricks, bricks, blocks, tiles all the way up, little tiles, but things and stuff and oh, white. White looks good, but are they like flies or shit? I don't know. Okay. Garage lower walls. Oh, I mean, we could have bricks on the lower wall. I quite like bricks. Bricks would be quite good, wouldn't it? Yeah, cool. Lifters. Oh, look, we can have. We can actually go for nice. Oh, clean ones. Oh, yeah. I mean, lift arms. Clean and fresh lift arms. Oh, that is just too much. What a beauty. Oh, the tyre changer. We can freshen the tyre changer up. I'm gonna go for clean yellow on everything. Wheel balancer, clean yellow. Oh, locker, clean yellow. Cabinets, clean yellow. Oh, everything. The garage gates are. Oh, that's. I don't mind that. Test path floor A. Well, I quite like our thingy tiles. But I don't know. I need to find like concrete or so. That'll do. Test path car service hole. Yes. Test path upper walls. Well, we want the same in here, really, don't we? We want it to look the same everywhere. So we need white. That's it. And then the lower walls were like, we went with that brickwork, didn't we? Yeah. Paint shop upper walls. We want the same again, don't we? It needs to be the same. Go white and lower walls is that kind of brick. Paint shop floor. Yeah, I like my black tiles. Paint shop drain. Oh god. Yeah, that's all right. That'll be all right. Paint booth floor. I mean, that would be silly, wouldn't it? You wouldn't paint. Well, that'll be fine, I guess. Oh wow. Yeah, let's have black. And that's the kind of bricks that we've got. Yeah, so we've got test path gate. Oh, hang on. We did say we were going to go with clean yellow, didn't we? Clean yellow. Paint shop gate. Clean yellow. Garbage and damage. Oh, yeah. Clean. Okay. Yeah, I like it looking clean. That looks good. Right, garage floor A. Am I going to change? Yeah, I'm going to change that to those tiles because I like that. Walls. Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, the toolboxes and what have you could look better, but it is what it is. Ah, fantastic. Let's have a look. Look at this place. It's so shiny. Look at it. Oh. Actually, that's really nice. I'm proper pleased with that. I like the bricks. I even like the pointing. A little bit nice little neat pointing there. Not that Americans would know what pointing is because they don't know what a brick is. Okay, nice white walls. Look at that. Bit unhappy about that. They could have cleaned up when they put the pipes in, you know. Look at our beautiful gunt works. Beautiful gunt works lifters. The bar across the bottom is still a bit rusty, but I'll tell you what we need now is we now need a beautiful car to go in there. We've got another story order, which is a Royale Town. I mean, I hate it. I absolutely hate it. You look at it, it's just disgusting. I mean, I think it's like a Vauxhall Corsa, but who knows? I'm going to take it anyway. But yeah, I mean, oh god, it's just such a Euro shitbox. Look at it. Oh, family. Oh, number plates is family because it's a fucking hideous thing. Right, let's have a look. Good morning. We need an expert opinion. I don't know what happened. I was planning a family vacation for next week. I started the car yesterday and I was trying to turn on the lights and there was nothing. I thought that maybe the lights were fried, but as it turned out, that wasn't the problem. Soon after, my car wasn't reacting to the key at all. I don't know what happened. Please check what's the problem. It would be good if the car was fit for a longer trip and if it were more reliable. At least they marketed it as such. I'm almost sure that all these indicator lights were lighting up properly because they're supposed to light up, right? Well, yes, pretty much. And then we need to drain the oil and the rest of the fluids as well. Okay, let's have a look and immediately say that... What? Oh, well, the thing needs an entire new head. Look at it. Yeah. I mean, it needs a new alternator, but it needs a new head as well. Right, let's put some diagnostics on this thing. See what it says. Spark plugs are shot as well. So we found some spark plugs. I think these are little 3 cylinders. Yeah, i3. They are a little 3 cylinder type thing. Engine needs to be complete. Engine needs to be complete. I haven't taken any bits off. Why is it saying the engine needs to be complete? What is missing? Let's have a look. That we'll check the multimeter as well because I'm sure there's some electrical problems on here. Yeah, we've got some fuses and relays and shit gone wrong. So we can identify those relays. Yeah, still more relays. Yeah, okay, so it's we are getting there with our list of things. There is still parts not discovered, which, I mean, it's fairly... Engine needs to be complete. What is missing from the engine? That's actually kind of mad. I don't know what's missing, unless... I mean, would it count as a snapped belt? Let's move the car onto the lifter, although I'm not sure how I did that because I wouldn't want it to have pushed it because I've got a bad back. Look at this, our new ramps lifting everything like the lifty thing that they should. Right, I am going to start by taking... I mean, I've basically just got to get down into it, really, don't I? So I guess we'll just take. I mean, the fuel rail is fucked. Ignition coil. Coil. The spark plugs are buggered, we know that. But they've all got to come out because the head's got to come off as far as I can tell. So we'll take the head cover off. Obviously less cylinders means less bolts. Does still have a ridiculous number of bolts on the camshafts though. So I've decided that I hate this engine. Yeah, maybe some of you say that's not fair, but I've decided that I do. I hate it. Alright. And then I'm going to need to take all this timing crap off on the lower side, aren't I? Let's get the throttle, because the throttle, the manifold, everything here is going to need to come off in order to get that head off. So I might as well get to it all now. And then we can start disassembling the timing and stuff from the side. Right, let's have a looky look. Did I take a belt off? Ah, it's missing a belt, that's why. That's why it wouldn't start. So there's a belt missing from this side. So how is there a belt missing from this side? So we've got our main timing belt on, that's fine. There's one of our cam gears has gone as well. But obviously without a belt, how did they get it to me? Oh, look, this is a head that actually bolts onto the engine block. I don't think I've ever heard of that before. Right, engine head 1%. I imagine that's part of my list of things to replace. Yeah, engine head. Okay. We've got a dirty piston there. So don't want to take the thermostat out. Thermostat as well. Okay, that's interesting. Right, need to drain our coolant. And I need to drain the oil as well, don't I? Yes, I need to drain the oil. Power steering can stay on because I don't actually know where the power steering pump is. That? No, that's the water pump. Yeah, water pump. Where's the power steering pump? Ah, never mind. Okay, let's just have a look at the back of the car. Well, I mean, to be honest, yeah, everything else looks absolutely fine on it. I will check the looky looks of the brakes, which look shot to pieces, to be fair. So I imagine that might be our other items that we haven't yet found. And then there is that wonky piston as well to take out. So that does mean getting right down into the guts of the engine. There we go, look, we found another bit. Brakes. Yeah, brakes on here are shot as well. And I haven't checked the tyres. They don't look great, but I'm not sure that you can actually tell with the tyres on this game what they look like. Well, that one looks fine. We'll bounce over here to this side of the car and have a look. And yeah, so we're looking fine again. We've got bushings that are all looking pretty much fine and dandy, to be honest with you. Jump over here. Good bushings. Good bushings. Yeah, that's some good bush, that is. Yeah. Oil filter still needs to be done. Let's just have a look at these brakes. Yeah, they are kaput as well. So we'll pop these off. Doesn't hurt us to get the wheels off and have a look at the what's going on underneath them. And as we say, we found another brake disc that's shot to pieces, and to be honest with you, the brake disc on this side looks like it's fucked as well. Here we go, brake calipers. Brake calipers still got paint on. I don't think I've ever seen that before though. Right, and hubs look fine. Okay, let's see, what have we got on the part not discovered, part not discovered, part not discovered, but we do know there's a piston, we do know there's an oil filter. So we'll get this up in the air, and then I need to drain the oil out of it. And now that we've got our lovely clean garage, I do not want to be getting oil all over the floor. So use the gulper. Put that back, and then we can get up in here and see what is roller has got to come off. Oh dear, of course it does. Oh, what was that? Oh no, I'm just oh, added to list. Right, okay, X adds to shopping. Right. Excuse me while I just klutz around at this thing a little bit longer. There we go, we've got oil filter. Crankshaft looks fine. I need to pop this down and get that bloody roller off, and then I can undo the goddamn oil pan. What a joke. What a joke, folks, what a joke. There we go, and now we can get up and lift it up again using our lovely freshened up ramp. I'll tell you what, that is a lovely place to work now. It's just a problem that people keep bringing me shitty cars to work on. Right, it's that one there. It does just look like it's the piston at fault. There's no sign of rod cap damage, anything else like that. Let's see. Oh, we've still got... Oh, I haven't taken the piston out yet. Right, piston with conrod. Piston rings are fine, so we're still actually going to be showing one part not discovered. That's frustrating, isn't it? I wonder what it could be. What do you think, guys? What do you think? Let's have a look. Bearings look fine. Bushings looked fine. We do have bushings in these suspension arms, but I mean everything else is looking fine. So I'd be really reluctant to suggest it's them. So what are we thinking? What's looking a bit shonky? Let's just check our air filter, because we couldn't turn the engine over, so we don't know what condition something like the air filter is going to be in. Take this off, And there we go. Look at that. It's kaput. Right. Let's make a list of parts. Oh. Right, and then I'm going to need a serpentine belt. Serpentine belt B I3. I will find it. Serp I3. Serpentine belt B I3. So it's one of those. That's the one that was lower down on the outside before I got in underneath the timing cover. And I'm imagining that it was so dead that it had broken and fallen off and not destroyed all the valves. But who knows? I've never actually had to work on an inline 3 before. So it could well be that... did I just buy that? I think I did, didn't I? Right. Don't need front exhaust section, and I don't need the oil pan, but the rest of it I do need. So we'll buy all of these. Piston with conrod. Oh, this is so much better. Do you know what? I think that, to be honest with you, this alone is going to be responsible for getting me to the getting me to my goal, because I was starting to get quite frustrated with the buying parts thing and sort of having to bounce backwards and forwards between lists and of, you know, the components that I need, whereas this just makes it so much easier. It's such a lovely little system and way of buying the parts. I mean, it feels a bit cheaty, but certainly makes me feel better about it. Right, let's get... I've got a spare alternator somewhere for some bizarre reason. I don't know why. Right, that's accessible from under the car. Okay, I need to put my piston rings back, and then I can get my engine head back on, and then I can get my camshafts and all the rest of it back on. Look at that. All those lovely valves, whereas the old one was just rusty bullshit. Here we go. Right, we can literally start to bolt everything up again. Oh, with all of their bloody cam caps and stuff. Look at it. Oh, just look at it, sat there taunting me with its shitty 2 bolts per bloody cam. Well, it is all going back together eventually. Apparently I can put my ignition coils on. Well, might as well. Can I put my fuel rail on as well? Look at that, I can. Bloody hell. Who knew, hey? Who knew? Right, I think once I get this bit on, I can actually put my my engine cover back on. See, this is really nice because this engine is actually in very good condition. I've got loads and loads of 90% parts rather than bloody 20% parts, which, as you can imagine, I hated. Right, idler A. Oh yes, I've got to get the we've got to get the thingy thing on before I can do that. It's that last idler on the bottom, which will need to all go back on underneath before I can actually do that. 92%. Oh, this car is... I mean, I don't actually think there's even any grease on it, which is almost unheard of. Right, so these diddy little clips to do. And one last one over there. There we go. Right, that is all of our little clips. Exhaust section will go on underneath the car. Get our throttle on over here. Is there anything else to do? Yeah, we can actually put all of our brake stuff back together while the car is down, and then we can actually even get our wheels back on. No shopping list to do. Right, I'm not going to bother getting all the wheels back on. I'm going to lift it up in the air so that I can start going around underneath. Right. It is absolutely refreshing to be dealing with a car that's not falling apart. Did I do the fuel pump on this one? I can't remember if I did. I can't remember if it was even needed. Here we go. We are very, very slowly but surely getting there. So it is now time to start asking ourselves, how much do you think we'll earn? I think that this is a £6 job. Doing that entire new head, well, actually, head on a little 3-cylinder like this, it's probably only 600 quid for the head. Doing it, 4 hours labour, something like that. Maybe a bit more. Maybe a bit more. Don't know. Right, that to me looks like everything. Actually, I'm talking rubbish. That is nowhere near. Absolutely nowhere near, look, because we've still got all of this to do. Because unfortunately I can't do the timing. Did I get the electrical fuses and relays and stuff out? I didn't. I'm pretty sure I didn't. That's disgraceful. I've fucked up. Let's have a look. Where's our fuse box? Let's have a look. Have we got some fuses in here? Yeah, we have. Look. Yeah, we got some, and that one's missing entirely. Right. Now let's go and buy them. Can't believe I did that. Right, let's have a look. Now, there is a possibility that there's another fuse missing. Oh, there's not. Okay, it's fine. There just must not be one on this car. Well, that's a good thing, maybe. Box back on. Then I need to do cam gear, belt tensioner, cam gear, oil filter, cert belt. Okay, cam gear. Where the hell is my... How have I not done cam gear? Cam gear i3. Let's have a look at where it is, because yeah, I mean, I know I haven't done my oil filter on my serpentine belt. That's fine, but why the hell have I got cam gear to take off? That just seems silly. Right, let's see what's going on. Why is that need cam gear? What is... Right, okay. So you see, now this is where it's a little bit silly, because this one here is 91% and this one here is 100%. So then when I flip it back to putting them back on, if I put my 100% one on this side and my 91% on that side, then suddenly my cam gear is done. Makes sense? Well, you know, why not, hey? Oh well, it's not the end of the world. And at least I can now get my additional idler roller on down here. And I'm going to need to buy a belt tensioner as well, because I didn't have... You don't have the necessary parts, see? Yep. See, now I didn't even know that you could have a car come into the shop with parts missing, actually missing, just like not even there. That's a big surprise to me, to be fair. I mean, it's actually really cool. It makes things quite a lot harder. But yeah, that is quite surprising to me, to be fair. Right, that's that. Okay, we can... Let's have a look. What have we got left to do? We've got the oil filter left to do. I know where the oil filter is, so I don't need it on my screen. Change the oil and then change, and just refill the windscreen washer. So change power steering, change coolant, change brakes, and the oil has been drained. So oil has been drained. Let's get it up in the air and refit the oil filter, so that way we don't risk filling it up with oil accidentally and it all pouring over the floor. then we can change the power steering. We can change the brakes. And then we can go and refill everything. Did we change the coolant reservoir? There's nothing in there. Nope. Okay, so brake fluid. Coolant. Windscreen washer we can just top up, that's fine, we're allowed to do that. It just says refill rather than change it. There we go, top that up. Power steering. And then I'm going to chuck some engine oil in it, and hopefully that will be this thing done and dusted. And get the hateful little 3-cylinder bastard out of my shop. My lovely clean shop. Look at it. Oh. Right, there we go. And all done. Ta-da! 5,400. That is not a bad shout. I said 6,000. I thought that would be around about 6,000. Yeah. Now, I'm not sure if I want to open that. Oh, think of all the things that I could do. I'd have so much space for dancing and stuff. That I could put a big rack of extra tyres or something in there. Tyre machine. Didn't get an option to renew that one, or these toolboxes and stuff, but never mind, never mind. Right, battery charger, window tinter, no, I don't want that. Salvaging, adds container equipped with stripping tools near your garage, allows to salvage and upgrade parts. That's interesting. I wonder what I could do with that. I'm not going to go out and buy a dyno. Car wash, yeah, I don't know. Don't need a paint shop. Add advanced colour palette and paint types to your paint shop. Well, then we've got the garage expansion. I mean, salvaging isn't bad, is it? I'm going to buy that. Let's see what the salvaging does. It's not out there. Oh, it's over here. Look at this container with stuff and salvage. Aim for green areas to earn bonus scrap parts. What's this? Scrap parts. Scrap parts. The condition is below or equal to 30%. Instead of selling them, I can scrap them. And what does this mean? Oh, scrap parts are right. Scrap them. Upgrade parts with scrap. Oh my god, that's amazing. I think, I don't know. Oh, this is where you can make performance upgrades. Okay, so you spend some scrap to add on to a part, and it, okay. Right, what have I got? Let's start salvaging. Right, green, okay. Oh no, I don't know what that meant. Oh, wow, okay. Alright, well I got some scrap parts, I guess. That's what the blue whirly things are. Okay, well that's fun. I mean, I suppose then I can. I now at least have a reason to go to the um what's the thing called, the junkyard, the scrapyard, or wherever it is. And then I guess I'm going to need to start looking at this renovator thing. Increased chance, ability to fix parts from group 1. Now I don't actually know what group 1 means. What does it mean? So I have 9 skill points available. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. I have 3 points left. That's going to cost me 5. Well, I think I'm gonna take this. I don't know whether I've actually got any areas in which I could do that yet, but never mind. We'll give it a go. I mean, I did say that I only wanted screwing speed, but just can't stick to it. Now, I know I've got a goal to work to. I know I'm supposed to be after 100,000, but can I really live without that extra garage space? I mean, once I have it, I can then do brake lathing and have engine stands and a body repair station. Adds a repair table to your garage for repairing body panels. Oh, I like the sound of that, but that's an extra 2,500. There's so many things that I actually want to have, and I just can't afford them. But anyway, we won't be able to afford them until we get cars in. An Edgewood Hellcat. Oh, that's a stunning car, isn't it? Look at that. I'm gonna. I love a Porsche. I'm not sure I love a 47% Porsche. I do love a Jaguar F-Type though. I'm gonna have the F-Type. I actually got overtaken by one of these yesterday, and oh my god, the sound was glorious when he absolutely booted it on a section of dual carriageway, and the thing sounded incredible. It was amazing. Right, let's have a look. Ah, change power steering fluid. Well, that's I mean, it's something, isn't it? But you know, every little helps when you are trying to get to 100,000 or something. I don't know. Here we go. Right, we'll change the power steering fluid. Are you sure you don't want me to fix up your car, sir, and paint it something other than gobshite purple? There we go. Ta-ra for 49 credits. Wow. Let's see, what else have we got? Volvo, a Takumi-san, and a BMW. I'm not doing a Fujiwara tofu shop on 30%, just not happening. Right, let's get that story order in, that Edgewood Hellcat. I do love an Edgewood Hellcat. Maybe. Oh, look at it. It is actually stunning. I love that. Look at those glorious RF Goodwind tyres. Oh, Hellfire as the license plate. Oh, that thing is a machine. Look at it. Right, what have we got to say for this one? Hey, I'm coming to you with a very sentimental task. This Hellcat is the only piece of my grandma I have. The condition may not be perfect, but I really care about making it into something that would resemble production condition. Grandpa takes great care of it, but he's showing his age, just like this car. He could use a fresh approach to the subject. I want to surprise him. The condition of exploitation elements should be fine, but the rest, the more difficult to access parts, have surpassed the capabilities of Grandpa. Please take care of this classic piece for me. See you. The condition of exploitation parts. I don't think that's English, if I'm perfectly honest. Now, there's 3 full pages of crappy tasks on there. Perform wheel alignment. Okay, I need to perform a wheel alignment. That's cool. I might do that now, to be honest with you. Get that out of the way. Let's have a little look at our, what have we got on here? Let's check the tyres first of all. Vintage tyre, look at them. And then we are going to also have a look. The engine can't be started. I do love a can't be started engine. Because that's so much fun when it comes to finding out what's wrong with it. What am I going to need to change in there? I can see the fuel pump is looking shocking at the back there, so I'll need to change that. I will also need to change the starter, clearly. Where's the battery? The battery looks okay. It's fine. We'll need to get the starter off of there. I'm going to go in the old-fashioned way. Oh, hang on. Is it a starter or a starter V8? Starter V8. Of course it's a starter V8 because this is a V8. Who knew? And we need a fuel pump as well. So I'm going to buy those because they're definitely needed to get it started. And then the rest of it should hopefully, hopefully that should now start. Even if the heads, because it does have shit headers, even if the heads need changing, that should now start. Must remember that Hey, it starts. Well, that's a big long list of excellent quality parts, and one little crankshaft that's kaput. Okay, well, it's not as if the crankshaft is right at the bottom of the engine and needs literally everything else to come apart in order to get to it. So, yeah, it looks like we're all good. So, we will just multimeter it as well. Did we multimeter it before? I think we did. Yeah, I think we did. Well, okay. At least we can start to get this bad boy in the shop. There's a good deal of, you know, the non-exploitative parts that have got to come out. Right, let's move it. Let's put it on a lifter. Oh, it's a It's a real shame, isn't it? Look at it. It's a real shame that is ending up in my weird calloused hands, because I'm just not going to take the care of it that it deserves. I love that Granny had a car with a Hellfire number plate on it, because of course she did. Let's have a look. A Bolthorn Grand Mojave Storm. Look at it. Yeah, why not? Let's have that in. Is that? Where is the car? I can't see anything. I can't. Oh, well, I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking of. I just can't see any. Oh, there it is. There it is. It's camouflaged. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's because you've got a shitty exhaust pipe, isn't it? Oh well, it's only one part to change, and then all of the fluids. Oh my god, all of the fluids. What do you people do? You just like go, yeah, okay, we're going to put some, and like there's no power steering fluid, but everything else is full to the brim. Just right, okay, you can go on lifter 2, because I need to get you up in the air in order to take the exhaust off. Here we go. Right, up you go. Up you go, and then I am going to, because you're going to need to come right apart, and then we are going to move that under this and drain it. And then I'm going to move you over to the other one and drain it. What an excellent little device. And then put that back in its place. There we go. Right. With this thing, we have a staggeringly huge list of things to do, although it's not quite the 8 pages that I had once before. And a lot, well, in fact, almost all of the parts are showing as undiscovered. So, yeah, I mean, we can see a few of them. You know, there's a few bits and pieces here and there. In fact, what I might do is I might take these off just so that we can get a good look at what's going on underneath. Because, well, of course I can't, because it's drums. Oh well, they look fine, don't they? There's no problem there. Yeah, I mean that all looks in pretty good shape. I will take these off as well, just to meaning so that we can check up what's going on underneath them. Take the brake drum off again, and again, all looks in pretty good shape for our brake shoes and stuff there. Okay, that one looks fine. We've got a series of rubber bushings and what have you that are fucked. But we will get round to them in a little while. And then again, we are looking at okay brakes. Right. Drained the oil, haven't we? So, yeah, that's safe enough to take off. And let's have a look at what's underneath the dreaded oil pan on a bolt edge Hellfire thing. Yep, crankshaft we knew about. all of our pistons look in pretty good shape, to be fair, so I don't think we've got a problem with any of them. But regardless, it's all got to come out. It's all got to come off, because that's the nature of the beast. We are dealing with a crankshaft. It's going to need to have everything else out of the engine. Right, I think what I'm going to do is I will get these bits off, and then I'm actually going to take a little break, because I'm going to run the stream on a little bit longer than normal. Normally, even on a Friday, I would normally run it for 2 hours, but I think I'm going to run it for a bit longer, and then I will call it quits a little bit later tonight. I do need to just take a quick break. Oh, nearly there, nearly there. Come on, we can get the rest of this thing unbolted. Right. And then we can... I suppose we could take that. Yeah, there's quite a lot to go on with getting this off, to be honest with you. Because obviously it is a subframe. There's quite a lot mounted to it. I think that needs to all come off as well. Okay, well, as you can see, we've got anti-roll bars, anti-roll bar links, suspension arms, we've got tie rods. All of this is stuff that is tied into that subframe, and then I do actually need to go up and take the bushings off of there as well, before we get to taking that out. There's a cross member in the way, so we need to take these rubber bushings off, and I think they are shot as well, so that would be quite good for getting those off, because they are going to need replacing as well. So yeah, look, you can already see that they are kaput. And once we get this off, pretty sure that then frees up this cross member in its entirety to come off. Okay, so now we are looking at the top of the engine. We've got a whole bunch of, in fact, a whole bunch of timing gear, which I think was fine, if I remember. But mostly it's just engine covers and what have you to come off, and then get the heads. So what I'm going to do now is I will take a short break. I'm going to jump into this screen. I'll have a short break, get a bio break in, and what have you, and then I will come back and we will get this one finished, and that'll be another story mission crossed off. Hopefully we'll get a little bit closer to our 10 grand goal, and we'll see how we finish up, maybe in about another hour or so. So if you would excuse me, I will be back shortly. And welcome back, folks. Do appreciate you sticking with me during my quick break there. Had to open up another beer and let the old one out. So we're going to jump back into the game now. Yeah, not much more to be said for it. We are still taking apart Grandma's muscle car because, of course, we are. You know, that's how life goes. Oh, look at all of this. It's actually in beautiful condition, apart from the crappy bits, which I suppose you could say about everything, even you and me. Here we go. Look. I mean, I can't even really remember where we got to with it. What was the issue with it? What have we found that's wrong with it so far? Let's have a look. So, I mean, none of these bits are particularly in a poor way. And I'm pretty sure when we actually tested it, all the rockers and everything were in reasonable condition. So unless it's okay, I have a feeling that the majority of the cranky parts on this are going to be push rods, which is a little bit frustrating, but you know, that's just the way of life. I said that other engines do the whole crankshaft type thing better. However, these single rocker arms that somehow I'm managing to keep hitting the head rather than the arm. This can all just get straight in the bin because this is a shit design. Right, here we go. Right, now these heads have to come off, so those manifolds will have to come off as well. We are getting there. We're getting there slowly but surely. We're taking this bad boy apart. And yeah, then we need to take our push rods out. And as you can see, with each and every single one of these, I think these are going to be the main source of what we need to replace on this car. There we go. Right, okay, so we've got, we're down to our pistons here on this side. Now we have to, take the pistons out in order to get the crankshaft out. So we will have a look at these boys, get them off of here. Okay, and then we're going to come around here, I think, and we are going to do the timing as well, because that belt looks like it is hanging on by the skinniest of threads. So that one's got to come off. That one's got to come off as well. I'm a bit surprised that they didn't show up on the on the diagnostics that we did. Have we emptied the coolant out of this? Don't know that we have. Let's drain the coolant, shall we? Yep, we hadn't done anything of the sort. Do I need those out? Do I need them off at all? I think we have to drain the fluids anyway, so I will do it, but I don't actually think they need to come. I don't think they actually need to come out in order to get to anything. So yeah, I'll drain them down because I think we're down to change them anyway. Okay, so we are having great time with these. Oh, it means more rockers, doesn't it? Bloody hell. Never mind, never mind. You. Oh, we get our spark plugs out. We get our manifold off. Yeah, I think I can see that we've got another set of flaky looking push rods here. Whoever would have thought that the ancient push rod design wasn't the best. Although it's been running for God knows how long, so I suppose there is something to be said for it. So with that, I mean, there's like 8 of them per side, and I think all of them on the other side were fucked. It does mean that we've probably found the majority of our complainable parts. I will get these ones out, and then we will check up on our list of shitty parts, and I think most of what we're going to be buying is push rods. And then we'll take the head off. Right, and we'll get the pistons out, get it up in the air, get that crankshaft out of there. There's nothing. Oh no, of course I need to take the gearbox off because the flywheel's got to come off in order to get the crankshaft out. So yeah, let's get it back up in the air, and then we can get our gearbox off. Oops, sorry, make everyone dizzy. Right, drive shaft. Drive shaft's got to come off. Gearbox's got to come out, and then we can finally get to it. So where are we currently sat? We are currently sat at 30k. Oh, looks like we've got a dodgy clutch as well. That's good job. So we have found pretty much everything. There we go. And what is stopping us? Hey. Oh, timing chain, of course. Oh dear. Right. Okay. Well, we've got to go back to the almost go back to the start. Well done. Well done, Flunk. You really remembered how to take this thing apart. Here we go. Right. It's okay. It's actually not that bad. We just need to get this off, and then we can see our dodgy timing gear. Right, camshaft. Camshaft looks fine. So then one more go at this. And there we have it. So our camshaft there looks absolutely fine, and we have found everything. So we can go into our parts list and we can shopping list all of these, because this is just such a lovely, easy to do system. And I am sorry that you'll be hearing this click 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 of my spacebar on every single one of these. I have tried to sort my audio levels out to mute that spacebar, but it's just not happening at the moment. I will do a bit further sound engineering over the weekend that's coming up. Now, hang on just a second here. What have we got? We've got crankshaft bearing caps that maybe they were crap. Oil filter V8. I'm going to need one of them, aren't I? Fuel pump and starter I've already done. Right, so now we need to go and buy the things. So, nice and easy. I do love this system. Yeah, that is a beaut of a system, that is. Look at that, nice and easy. Two heads, 1400 and bloody hell. 16 push rods. Every single one of them is dead. Yep, that's fair enough. I think that's a reasonable assumption that this thing is eating push rods. But not my car, not my problem. There we go. Nearly done now. And thankfully, no electronic parts to buy on this one. So we can do it all on the one shop. There we go. Right. And now we will start to put everything back together again. Because putting it all back is the fun part or something. Who knows? Right, we'll put as much of this together as we can from the ground up. Actually, no, I need to not do that. I need to do my rubber bushings in here first with my 100%ers. Otherwise, the game will get all shitty with me. Ah well, never mind. Here we go, and there we go. See, that wasn't so bad, was it? So it's nice and easy for putting stuff back. You just do everything in reverse. And the nice thing about this one is it is in remarkably good shape. So, you know, it's not too much of a chore having to put everything back on. You can actually really appreciate it when they're a good looking piece of equipment like this one. There we go. Nice and easy, nice and easy. There we go. So the actual suspension parts and what have you were remarkably simple to do. It was just the rubber bushings and the cross member itself. The only reason that we've got all of the rest of this to put back together is because I wanted to check whether it was there, what condition it was in. So we've got some wheels to go back on now here at the back, and then we can get back to rebuilding the engine. So now we've refitted the crank, which means we need to go back now and put all of the ancillary bits on that then allow us to button up the oil pan on there, and then once we've got to that stage, we'll be able to get back over the top of the engine. Although that being said, I think we need to get back over the top of the engine in order to do all the stuff that allows us to put the oil pan on, because you can't put the pistons in from the bottom apparently. I know, it's ridiculous, isn't it? Who would ever think that was the case? Here we go. Right. And is there anything else on here? No, everything else needs to be done from inside the engine bay, so we'll get her down again. I am very, very tempted to give this back to Grandpa in a fully like resprayed condition, but I think maybe, you know, that might be a little bit much for him. He might have a heart attack or something, seeing Granny's pride and joy in a sort of violent orange colour, because of course that is the colour that I would paint it if this were mine. We can pretty much rebuild the entire top of the engine before we even think about putting the rod caps and the oil pan back on. So I may well just go ahead and do that, because I do love inserting push rods. That's no innuendo. It's such good fun. Okie dokie, here we go. Push rod. Push rod. Push rod. I'm not going to do that to you for all 16 of them. That would be highly inappropriate. Nobody wants to hear that. So that's 8 of them done. We have spark plugs, rocker arms, manifold. What else have we got left to go on this? We've got HD leads. Yeah, I mean, it's all fun and games, putting it all back together. All right, we'll get this side completely rebuilt, I think, before we go over to the other side and put all that one back together as well. This is very time consuming, and there's a lot of clicks. I'll be getting a repetitive strain injury in my clicking finger, which is not something that anybody wants to experience. Thankfully, when you have a whole load of bolts, you can just hold the mouse in, but for a lot of them, you do actually need to be clicking on each and every one of these things, and it is a pain in the arse, to be fair. But never mind. You know, it's the sort of sacrifices that I make for you guys. Right. Get our head on. I've just realised this must be incredibly boring for you guys, because you can't hear the noise of my screwing. Better? Yeah, I thought so. Go. So we have now got virtually the whole car back together. Well, I say that we're most of the way through the top half reassembly of it. We need to get all of these rockers back into position, and then the rocker cover on, and then we can get the old intake manifold back together along with the filters and everything. And then we'll need to reinstall the bottom end and refill it with fluids. So we have got a way to go, but it's not too early to start thinking about what we're going to get for this one. I don't think it's going to be masses. I think this is something in the region of about a 3k job. What parts did we have on here? We had 2 heads. So the heads themselves were about 1400. So yeah, it might be something more like 3.5, maybe even 4. But I think that'll be pushing the upper end of what we're likely to get for this job. So we'll keep going. We really haven't got that much left to do. And once we get it up in the air, we can get that bottom end back installed, and then we can look at refilling the fluids. And this is actually now looking a lot more done. When you see the top end of it, obviously it's still a bit of a gaping wound here underneath. So we will just get everything back together. Ready to actually find out how much it's going to be. See, now these crankshaft bearing caps, I don't think these ones were in bad condition. I don't actually remember them being in bad condition at all. But maybe I'm wrong, because the ones I've got are actually quite low, quite poor condition. So who knows? Go. This is lovely when you start to get it all back together. The last few little bits that make it all worthwhile, and then finally you get to rip that customer right off. Normally the majority of the ripping off is done right from the early stage when the mechanic sucks his teeth. Oh, I don't know, love. I reckon that's going to be a big job. Right, and let's be refilling this. Let's have a look at my list of tasks on it. Cam gear V8. Okay, yeah, serpentine belt. I've got to put the timing back in. Yeah, of course I have. Look, there it is. It's all sat open at the front. I would have spotted it eventually. I don't know what you lot are talking about. Yeah, actually, you're right. Here we go. We'll get it all back together, and then we can finally get paid. Pay me my money. Set belts. They were in really bad condition last time. We've got our water pump, fan, sort of thing. Right, that's all of an allness. So we can refill it with oil. Did I put the oil filter on? Guess I must have done. Right, we need to brake fluid. refill the coolant. And then we got power steering and windscreen washer, and then we are done. This has been quite an enjoyable one. Don't mind them when they look like this underneath. So, what part do you reckon I've forgotten? What part do you reckon I haven't installed? What part do I always forget? Have we got it? We didn't forget the starter motor. Other tasks. Wheel alignment. Oh wow, forgot about wheel alignment. Move the car to the test path. And I haven't actually done wheel alignment yet. Oh, look at that. Is that it? Align the what? What's this? Right, that's done, isn't it? Is that it? That must be it. Wheel alignment done. There we go. 8,500. That wasn't too bad. In fact, that was way more than I thought it was. I wonder what your guesses were. And I do have some more points. So I could go and level up my screwing speed. Yeah, see, look, I've got seven points to level up screwing speed with. I do think that screwing speed is the most important thing. Now, I do think that maybe mounting speed might be. Now, I wonder if this is cumulative, so you get 15 and 25, or whether you just jump straight up to 25. I wonder if that will. I'm not going to bother with it because I'm bothered with it, and I am not going to get my bigger garage just yet, although I do really want to fix everything. Yeah, never mind. Right, we've got the where's it gone? Oh, that's right, it's camouflaged. Ha ha. Yeah. There was something wrong with this. I can't remember what it was. It's got a loud exhaust. Yeah, it's got a shit exhaust. So we need to take that off. And was there anything else wrong with it? And then we're just changing all the stuff. So yeah, there is that. Okay. Go back to putting that bit on. There we go. And then I did drain the oil out of it, didn't I? Although actually I don't think I needed to. But never mind, we're going to refill it now. Although we're going to... Actually, I think what I might do, because there'll be quite a number of parts and what have you on this one. I'll refill all of these, and then I am going to, I'll run my diagnostics on everything because that'll be loads of experience. Probably not the greatest of content for you guys, but yeah, sodja, I'm doing it. After all, I have given you an extra 40 minutes this show, but that's mostly because I've actually been enjoying myself, and it's technically the weekend, so it's got to be worth it. And then this is not going to be a very well paying job. I reckon this will be maximum about 200 or 300 for a job like this. But what I am going to do is make the most of it while I've got it, and I'm going to OBD it, I'm going to compression test it, I'm going to fuel system test it, and I'm going to multimeter test it. Just watch that experience climb. Oh, it has got one shitty spark plug though. So that's not good, is it? Nice, and watching the experience meter rack up. It's always good. Gets me even closer to increased screwing speed, number 75%. Although that is not massively important by the looks of things. I will have to try it out on the next vehicle we get in to see how well that's increased my speed. I'm hoping that when I now ratchet, instead of making the ratchet noise, it gives me an ugga dugga noise. See, just another one piston ring at fault. Let's have a look. That test is not a particularly good one, but there we go. Right, let's finish the order. There is no oil in the engine, and what a good job, because I didn't actually need to change the oil in the engine at any point during this job. So yeah, well done, that's a good idea. What a waste of 14 credits. Look at that, 14 credits I just lost there. 295. Oh well, it could have been worse. Could have been worse. Now the last story mission that I did with a Volkswagen Golf on here was absolutely hateful. I don't really want to do another one. But a Porsche 911 Turbo, which needs some body work. Driver strut fixed body parts, 39% on a 911 Turbo S, Porsche 964. That is going to be hideous. I don't really want to do it, to be honest with you. I wonder what the OVE stands for. Never mind. Right, let's have a repair or replace body parts. I might go and get the body part shop thing. I think it might be time. Oh, look at it. What a beaut. What a beaut. Mismatched panels. Oh, lovely. Look at you. Yeah. Nice. So, what have we got on this one? Bumper. Okay. Repair or replace body parts. Well, we are going to go and see. Let's put it in the shop. And then let's go and buy the upgradey bits that let me work on body panels. Now, the big one is going to be buying the larger shop. And then I need this one. And then I need to hope that I can work on this, because I don't know if I can. Well, that rear bumper looks in pretty good shape, to be fair. Right, we will take all of these components and we'll go through here. And what is this? This is our repair table. Locked. Required upgrade, Renovator 6. So, we have absolutely wasted that one, because I bet you it's going to be quite some time before I can get Renovator 6. Let's have a look. Yes, it's ability to fix body parts is right up there. Yep, of course it is. Of course it is. So what parts are in what group? It doesn't actually say, unless 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, no, because unless it tells you somewhere what part they're on, no, doesn't, not as far as I can see. So I'm actually very disappointed by that. Allows fixing mechanical parts. Well, I suppose I better make some use of it, hadn't I? So let's go and have a look and see what this other repair table body. Can't do anything with that. Right, repair table parts. Chance of instant repair. Oh, what happens if I don't get green? Right, okay. Well, I suppose that's the thing. And then this we can't do because this needs number 4. So there's... okay. Well, I mean, I suppose I could cheese it, but I really don't want to. So, I mean, I've bought all of those bits, but otherwise that car is just going to sit there forever. I can't. I've got to put it all back together. Right, fair enough. Well, I suppose they are his parts, and I have at least cleaned it for him. Where's the... Oh, okay. Why did that do that? There we go. We'll get this bad boy all back together. Okay. The game doesn't do a fantastic job of explaining to you what these mechanics actually involve, and the fact that, yeah, you won't be able to do this even if you buy the part because you're not leveled enough or because of something. The game definitely could do a better job of explaining where I'm going wrong, basically. But yeah, it's right. Did I? No, I need to do the rear license plate as well. There we go. Let's send it back. I just don't have the space to do that, and I'm going to take the Golf because these story orders are. Oh no, was this another? Hi, I just got back from a business trip and you won't guess what was waiting for me. My beautiful car. I hopped in and set off on an evening ride. From the very start, something caught my attention. The car drove better somewhat. After this lengthy introduction, I will explain. It turned out that my son had a little adventure with my car. I'm impressed by his attitude because he took matters in his own hands. I must admit that the car never drove better than after your repairs. You're a wizard. Today I've got my son's car for you. I want to repay him for making my gem give me even more pleasure from driving. The kid couldn't afford a renovation. Please make the engine reach perfection and give it some spark. The bodywork also needs some love. Pimp this ride and add a bit more horsepower. Let the kid live a little. See you. Is this the one where he crashed Daddy's car? No. I can't remember. Never mind, never mind. Right, so what have we got? We've got 3 pages of parts not discovered. Front right door, front right fender, front right hood. Just the hood, rather. Spray the car with factory paint and some other tasks. Increase tuning of a car by 10 to 15%. Perform wheel alignment, calibrate. Okay. So, what are we talking here? We need to go and put this shitbox on the ramp, and then we need to find tuning parts for it. Yeah, I guess we probably do. Right, let's have a look. Which body parts are we replacing? Front right door, front right fender, and the hood. That one. Take that off. Take that off. Take that off. And then we've got this beautiful green colour. It's a wonderful colour. And then we've got a series of absolutely tragic, crappy parts in here, but not an awful lot of options for performance parts, I would have thought. Let's have a look and see what he wants. Not a great deal. This car is too old for an OBD reader. Yeah, no performance options for spark plugs, I don't think. Let's have a look. not a lot of electronics wrong with it, so there's that. And then finally the fuel system. I suppose I could check the tyres as well, as they are asking us to do a wheel alignment. I suppose it might be worthwhile checking the tyres. Not sure where I'm going to get 10% of 10% of improvements here. Wow, the tyres are shot. All of them. Yep, no, that's a good job I checked. Okay, there we go. So it looks like we should have populated quite a lot of our list. Well, not as much as I was expecting, to be fair. Never mind, we will increase tuning of a car by 10 to 15%. That's going to be quite something on here, I reckon. So I think first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to have a look at the tuning shop and see what I'm going to be able to improve. This is going to be interesting. Because I don't know that, for example, I don't actually think that unless it just uses a standard one of those, that there's a huge amount. I mean, they're not massively expensive, to be fair. Right, let's dig down and get it up in the air, get these rubbishy bits off. In fact, we're going to have a look underneath it, because yeah, it's not actually that bad. It's just mostly the wheels and tyres that are shot, isn't it? Bushings look alright as well. You know, the usual suspects are not usual on this one. We know that the wheels, that the tyres are shot. It's now just a case of we'll check and see what sort of condition the wheels themselves are in. So I'll go and separate all of these. That's got dodgy brakes as well, and the drive shaft is fucked, so that will need change. Yeah, the brake pads are dodgy. We'll have a look and see what the hub is like as well. Hub doesn't look too bad. Yeah. Because apparently we can't know what condition the wheel is in until we take the tyre off of it, because that's the thing. Right, again, that hub looks alright to me, doesn't look rusty at all. So we can now take the drive shaft off as well. I think that is also one of our problems. And then I reckon we need to get the oil out of it, because we're going to have to, I think, probably take the bottom off again. Although on this one, do we need to remove that exhaust pipe first? I think we do, don't we? And that means all of this shit has got to come off. The oil filter looks like it needs changing, as does the fuel filter. So we'll drop it down. We'll have a look underneath it, and we'll have a look underneath the engine covers and everything as well. Right, let's get these off. Manifold. Oh, all the bolts in the world on this one. The unfortunately the increased screwing power has not made it so that I use a mechanical whatever to unscrew. It is just the normal ratchet noise still, just a little bit faster. But I really wanted to be using an ugger dugger on everything, so I am disappointed. Filter off as well. Oh yeah, we've got some shitty belts as well. I'll take the belts off. Shitty belts, shitty belts, shitty belts. Yeah, it's all in pretty poor shape under here. I mean, it's not fatal, it's not absolutely dead, but there's some quite poor bits in there. So let's have a look. What are we going to be looking at upgrading? Throttle, I reckon we can upgrade the throttle. Intake manifold, I reckon we can do that. Do I want to do that? I don't know that I do. Right, let's have a look, see where we are on our list of things. We have one part not discovered. That's frustrating, isn't it? So, yeah, we're going to need to take these spark plugs off. I reckon I am going to need to check underneath the car. Let's do that now. Exhaust section off, then I can get the oil pan. And have we got any problem here? Doesn't actually look like it. All looks pretty good, pretty clean. Oh, hang on, what's that? Is that a... No, that looks pretty good, pretty clean. Yeah, so, where's our one last faulty part? I reckon, what have we got under the air filter? Let's have one little look under here. Doesn't actually look in bad shape, although it's still 32%, so yep, that's it. So I need to put, I wonder if I can put these in the shopping list. I can, yeah, I should be able to do that. So let's have a look at what we've got in our inventory. I can go ahead and add all of this to my shopping list. It's not the greatest of it's not the greatest of plans, because like I say, I do need to I've lost my train of thought completely. That's frustrating. Right, let me separate out my wheels and tyres now, because I think I can get away with the wheels. Maybe. Maybe not. Yeah, these wheels are shocking, so I don't know if I'm actually able to save them. Although I'm not actually sure what my option is there either. Let's have a look, because I'm not sure that they were on the list of things to fix, were they? Standard tyre on all of them. But apparently the wheels are fine. Right, well. Yeah, apparently the wheels are fine, so it's a horrible way to do it, but I'm gonna have to. Okay, so that's not too bad. I can just buy that. Spark plugs. I can get improved spark plugs. That's fantastic. Yeah, so I can just no items in timing belt, serpentine belt. Oh, fuel filter. We can get an improved fuel filter that adds 0.6%. Look at that. No, nothing in oil filter, nothing in drive shaft, nothing in axle. No. Front door. No. Okay, so I mean that is a good start. I don't know how close those parts will come to increasing my performance now. So what have we got? We've got 0.6, 0.275, oh, 2.75, so 2.75 plus 1.753, 4.55. It's about 5.5%. That's actually pretty good. So I need to look at what am I going to do for the other 4 or 5%. Let's have a little looky at delete that, and we'll go back to our main list. We can have I think I need to improve performance rather than improve my braking. So I did get a camshaft, I believe. Did I get a camshaft? Yeah, I think I did. What can I have? To improve my performance. Does that fit my car? I don't know, but I'm going to buy it just in case. Inline 4, single overhead cam. Maybe I should have bought that one. I'm going to buy a couple of bits and just see what happens. This is kind of experimental to me at the moment. I don't know what is going on here because the game doesn't explain it very well. And yeah, so already got a fuel filter, haven't I? Okay, so what else is the... Inline 4 single overhead cam? I'll buy them, see what happens. Yeah, okay. Doesn't appear to be one for my inlet manifold, which is a bit annoying because that would be quite a nice little mod for a Mark II Golf. It's quite unusual as well because you would kind of assume there would be. Ah, hang on. Intake manifold I4 MPI. Is that what it is? Yeah, it is. Okay, so I can have that. And then I reckon something like the throttle will be... I'm not sure how things like power steering pumps actually improve performance, but you never know. Let's see if we can find ourselves a throttle. Throttle I4. We'll buy that, we'll see what happens. Right. Now let's have a look, because I need to take off the bits that now I need to take off the bits that I've now bought that weren't part of the standard package replacement things. Okay, so we've put our... Did we just mount our hot spark plugs? Yes, we did. Right. So we're now going back with our camshaft. Don't need to take anything else off after the camshaft, do I? No, I don't think I do. Oh, there's a lot of me talking to myself going, do I need to do that? Do I need to do that? Because the game just doesn't explain it, which, you know, I have been playing it now for a couple of weeks. So you would think that eventually I'd start to get it, because you have to, right? You have to eventually start to get what's going on. And this game keeps throwing stuff at me that I just do not know. So yeah, there's that. Oh, I could upgrade the fuel rail as well. That would be quite a nice little upgrade, wouldn't it? But let's get on with putting this all back together. Don't think... Ah, did I not buy... Right, that's right. I didn't buy the bits that are still on here. So this is the tuning shop. I need to go back to the normal car park shop and then buy the bits that I didn't buy before. Make sense? Yeah, why not? Of course it makes sense. You know it makes sense. Right. Nearly there. Nearly there. Okay. Then I need to go to the body shop. Jaeger. Front right door. And then I need to go to the tyre shop and buy 175/70 R13. There we go. Right, that is all the parts. Now I just need to find out where I'm going to put my performance part. Yes, indeed. Right. Get rid of them. Get rid of that. What performance parts did I have left? I've got air filter, intake manifold, exhaust manifold, throttle. Okay, yeah, let's take that off. No, yeah, I can. I think I might quite like the modifying and performance side of this. It's quite good fun. There's a lot of look at that. See, I mean that is going to make this engine bay look absolutely stunning, isn't it? See, yeah, like that. Not sure where I'm going to get to put my exhaust manifold on. Oh no, of course I need to connect the actual exhaust. And then I can do that, can't I? Yeah. Okay, so this is coming back together. Now I wonder, have I increased the tuning of the car by 10 to 15%? No, I haven't. Now what parts have I got that still need to go on that can increase performance? So I've got air filter and an exhaust. Right, what do I need to do to get that on? So yeah, let's get it up in the air, and then I can check what I might need to front exhaust section. Front exhaust section. I can buy that. It's cheap as chips. There we go. I can put squeaky deaky exhaust section on. Now, I wonder if it's done as a decat. No, you just have to buy a performance catalytic converter, which is a bit of a misnomer. Right, middle muffler, exhaust pipe, and rear muffler. Middle muffler. Rear muffler. And exhaust pipe, because all of these parts are nice and simple. We can just take all of them off. And I mean, a new throttle, a new air inlet, and a performance exhaust, that is an excellent way to get a nice bit of power into the car. Look. In fact, I imagine that that muffler would have been most of... No, apparently I haven't got all the way there yet. Maybe it doesn't register until the car is actually back together. Who knows? Let's drop it down. Get some more bits in there. Ah, that's the 1.5, not the 3% one. That's a bit of a shame, isn't it? Right, well, it is actually a good looking little engine with that those red wires, chromed bit there. That's looking quite nice, isn't it? Oh, lovely. Right, and we can put our air filter in, which is a nice little bit of performance all by itself. Now, what do you reckon? Does that look like we've done... How the hell have we not done 10 to 15% on it yet? I've got no other performance parts in the bank. Don't quite know what I'm going to do with this one, because that was my big plan. It was going to... Surely that must have done it by 10%. Oh well, I guess not. So, we're on to beer number 3. We are going to have to call it a night fairly soon though. Otherwise, my session tomorrow is going to be fairly short. Let's see if I can get this thing back together and out of the door. So let's have a look. Let's put it all back together, and then I'll see if there's some other performance related engine parts that we can use. I mean, we've already gone for... Did we do it? We did an uprated camshaft. No, that's right, I haven't put the wheels back together. That is a real shame about putting these rusty arse wheels back on though, isn't it? Not that I mind too much. After all, as I say, it's not my car, so, you know, whilst that wouldn't be acceptable to me, it is relatively acceptable to the guy who's paying for it. So, fuck him, I guess. 14%. Look at that. That wheel is done. That is, you know, any more rust on that wheel, and that'll just be eaten through. Now, see, I wonder whether that's actually going to work, because these are only 60 odd % now, rather than, you know, somewhere up in the hundreds. So clearly the wheel is bringing the whole tyre down, which is a good thing, because these are shocking and should never go out. And a nice little achievement there. for balancing some tyres, I guess. Right. Oh, no, hang on. Did I not buy brake pads? What? I must not have bought brake pads? I guess I need some brake pads then. I'm just going to make sure that I've got brake pads going forwards. And then get the installing. Yeah, so I hope that 65% is actually good enough. I suppose what I can do is I can check the list. Yeah, see, they've now shown up on here. So the tyre is fine, so I do need to go and buy new rims. So that's fine. Does mean a bit more messing about with the tyre shop though. Let's go here. Separate all of these. I wonder if I get an experience point again for this. No, apparently not. It's not worth another experience point, which is just purely a travesty, a joke. Right, now I need rims. Rim Retro 10, 13-inch ET0. So we can go to the rim shop. Oh shit, was it Rim 10? No, not Rim 10. What was it? Rim Retro 10. Okay. Uh, 13-inch ET0. 4 of them. They are bloody cheap, aren't they? 40 credits. Wow, that's absolutely mad. That is. I can live with that. Look at that. They are gonna look stunning. Oh, I'm actually proper chuffed for that, because putting those manky old rims back on the car was just not sitting right with me anyway. So I'm actually proper pleased that they're going to let me do that, or rather force me to do that, because I could have got away with or I would have done it. Now, we are nearly there, and this will be the last one for tonight. It is a story mission, so we are getting down to the nitty gritty, the point where we have to ask ourselves, how much do we think we're going to get on this one? I reckon that a job this size is probably only going to be worth about, I reckon this is going to be worth about £6 grand. But I could be wrong. It's been known to happen once or twice before. Not often, mind. Oh, there's some very unbalanced wheels out there, aren't there? Right. Now, when I paint this, I wonder if is it going to clean all the crap off of it, because I don't think the car is actually rusty. I think it's mostly just dirt. Yeah, see? I've got to go and paint this car, haven't I? Because now I've got these lovely new rims, and they are stunning. Look at them. Yeah, retro rims, all right. They are great. A little bit small, 13-inch, but never mind. In fact, we could have gone for a slightly bigger wheel and a slightly smaller tyre. I think that would have looked really, really nice on these, but I didn't actually think of it, so never mind. Now, I can put on my... Ooh, it's got very twitchy controls on this one. Put the window in the door. Put the mirror on the door. Put the fender on the car. Put the bonnet over the... Oh, what have you done? Right, and now we are... What are we doing? So we have got to drain down all of this horrible fluid, I think. We'll do it anyway because it's worthwhile doing it. Especially the brake fluid. Who knows what water that brake fluid has been sucking up. It's hydroscopic after all. Right, let's have a look at where we are. So we've got all of our parts. We've done our body parts. We need to change the oil. We need to spray it factory colour. Increase the tuning by 10 to 15%. I cannot believe that the tuning parts that I've put on this have not added up to 10%. What else am I going to put on there? Don't really want to be messing around with the alternator, the water pump, power steering part. I suppose I could do. They're relatively easy to get to, aren't they? Hang on, I wonder if there's is there an ECU? No items. That's a shame. Is there a performance electronics shop? No. So, no, I can't flash the ECU. I can't improve it that way. What else have I got option-wise? There isn't an awful lot. I don't want to go for a gearbox, that's for certain. There's no point body tuning it. I am stuck. I am stuck at this point. Now, did I put a performance alternator on? I can't remember. Don't think I did. It doesn't look very performance-y, does it? I don't think I actually changed the alternator, so there is that. that off just yet. So I can change the crankshaft pulley, the power steering pump. I can probably get a performance water pump on there and an alternator. So let's have a look in the shop now. So we're going to buy an alternator. We are going to buy items in this section. Okay. This is a bit tricky now. I don't know quite what. So we bought an alternator. We did the camshaft. I'm sure we did the camshaft. Did we do the camshaft? I mean, that would be 3% on a camshaft, wouldn't it? Did I dig down as far as the camshaft? I did do a camshaft, so I imagine I would have bought one. This is starting to get a little bit frustrating because it doesn't tell you how far you've got towards the goal. So I don't actually know what it is I need to buy. I've bought a whole new exhaust section on there. I don't really want to go putting a new clutch pressure plate, etc. in. What am I going to do here? I've already got exhaust and inlet. Both been done. I don't really want to be putting a flywheel on it either. Loads and loads of exhaust, we already know. Right, fuel rail. I can put a fuel rail on it, can't I? What is it? Is it a... fuel rail MPI? Fuel rail MPI. We'll put one of them on. We did the performance spark plugs. There is no distributor, is there? No, so we'll change the fuel rail. See how that looks. It's that other task. It's just not telling me whether I'm getting close to it or not. It's so frustrating. You can't really tell. Let's go back to shopping because we can still get our performance power steering pump, apparently. Who knows? We'll have one of them. We can have, we've got the alternator. We did buy the alternator, didn't we? We have got an alternator in there. So we've got the power steering pump. We can also buy a performance water pump, apparently. Yep, you heard that right. No, you can't. Well, that's actually a good thing. I am quite glad of that. Not even entirely sure. No, no water pump. So no crankshaft pulley, no water pump. Let's go back to putting things back on. we're going to power steering pump with our improved one. Shut off pulley with our standard one. Water pump, standard one. Alternator, improved. Belt. Roller. I can't believe that is. What else am I going to do? It must be over 10%. There is literally no way that all of those items combined can come up at less than 10%. It's ridiculous. That's like every performance option, and it said, oh, I don't mind if we just mildly warm it over for him. At this rate, he'll end up with a bloody supercar, and I'm not having that. Right, okay, so my option there is what? I don't know. Answers on a postcard, folks. If you know how on earth I check how much performance I have added to this car by putting all these parts on it, that it doesn't tell me how much performance I've added to this car by putting all these parts on it. I don't know how you determine what the deal is there. So I'm now going, I'm just going to have to, I assume, I've got the bottom back on, haven't I? So I can fill it with oil. I can fill it with coolant. I can fill it with brake fluid. Steering fluid. Go and do the wheel alignment on it like it asked for. I will go and do the paint, but I don't actually know what I'm going to do about those performance parts, because it just doesn't seem to make any sense to me. Right, wheel alignment and spray at factory colour. How do I even? Oh, there we go. Right, that's that done. Move the car to the paint shop. Hold up, where's the paint shop? Paint the car. Yes. Factory colour. God, that's horrid. Oh, is that really it? Have I got to paint it that colour? Yeah. I think apparently that's no choice. I mean, that's actually gorgeous. But yeah, how the hell am I going to increase the tuning anymore? I can't. I don't know where. Interior and additional parts. That is seriously frustrating that it just won't tell you how far away you are from the total. And I have put like every performance part in there that's easily done. So I mean, air filter, you've got so no, inline 4B, is it? I don't know. We got somewhere between 1 and that. 5. Got a camshaft in it. I mean, that's a performance camshaft. That's 3% by itself. So the only things that I've really got left that are relatively easy to get to would be the clutch. I really don't want to be taking the clutch. I mean, I'll do it. I'll take the clutch and the gearbox off, but oh shit, no! To take the gearbox off, I've got to take the fucking drive shaft off. Oh man. And I've already replaced the drive shaft. This is not going according to plan. There's a lot of performance parts on there. I wonder if this is somehow bugged. I mean, if you put these performance parts on your own car at home, you'd be expecting a hell of a lot of improvement. And trust me, the last thing that most people normally do to improve their car is to replace it with a high performance clutch. It's not your first port of call, that's for sure. Take the fucking starter motor off. Jesus Christ. This is actually like the last available performance option that I really have, because it's had everything else. Which that is a bit annoying, to be fair. Right, Okay, so I'll put this back together, but if this doesn't do it, then there must be something wrong with how they're measuring this game, because that is like every performance part option that they give you for a standard vehicle. So does that now? Oh, for God's sakes! I'm lost. Absolutely lost. No idea. I don't think that that mission is correct. And I've spent God knows how much money doing it. That is extremely frustrating, because I don't believe it's correct. I believe the mission is now bugged. How can it ask me to increase it by 10 to 50? It's not even a set amount. Increase this car's performance by 10%. It says 10 to 15, and I have done everything, and it is not, unless I've increased it too much. Oh, you're kidding me. It won't give me a readout of how much I've increased it. Maybe I've increased it too much. Oh. Okay, it can get in the bin. I'm actually at a loss. I don't know quite how to suggest